Hi everybody. Well, I want to talk about a trend that is starting to happen now in cruising. And it's not a trend that I think is favorable. So lately, every cruise line has either added a cost or subtracted a benefit from their cruise experience on their ships. Just a small list: the once free pizza on board at Alfredo's on Princess Cruise Lines, well, that's not free anymore. You now have to pay. Also, the medallion on Princess, if you're not in the Premier or the Premier Plus, you now have to pay just to access the service of the medallion on the ship that they want, that they basically made it a must for you to use on the ship. They're actually charging you for that. Norwegian Cruise Line has recently cut a lot of the shows off the ships, making much smaller Broadway shows availability on the ships. Instead of multiple Broadway shows, you get one. You get one now, and a much cheaper show of a few singers instead of a full Broadway production on board. We have Celebrity Cruise Lines reportedly cutting back services for the Aqua Suite, charging for cookies. That's a weird one for me. On board. We have Carnival Cruise Line charging for extra entrees. MSC Cruise Lines charging for your second entree. That's right. Oh, I really like the chicken. I'd really like to have the fish. Okay, well, you got to pay for the fish now in the main dining, which used to be free. It's a big trend going on where they're either taking away or they're adding the cost. And in a lot of cases, instead of adding the cost, because if you add costs, then your cruise looks more expensive, right? But if you cut a service, the price stays the same. It's just the experience on board. And cruise lines right now are thinking in their head, hey, you know what? The people want to cruise. They were tied up for like 3 years where they couldn't cruise. They had restrictions. You had to get vaccinated. You had to get tested. You had to wear a mask. You had to do all kinds of things to get on a cruise ship. Well, now, guess what? You don't have to, and people want to get back on those cruise ships. So if we just take some stuff away, if we just, we'll take back some of the experience. They're still going to have a time. They might miss some of the things, but they're still going to come. They're still going to pay the price. But at what point does it turn around? At what point does it become enough already? Right? At what point do you say, you know what? This isn't as fun as it used to be. This isn't the experience I am expecting when I go on a cruise ship, especially when you're going on a premium cruise line. If you're going on a Regent Seven Seas cruise line, or you're going into a suite on a Royal Caribbean ship, or you're going in the retreat on Celebrity, you expect top-notch service and an experience. And if you get on board and they say, oh yeah, that thing you used to be able to do, we're not doing it anymore. Sorry. Oh, what? Well, then why is this such a good experience, right? The things that made you really popular, you cut back, or now you're charging for. And it just, I don't think that's the way to go. I don't think cutting back experiences for your guests are the way to go. I think just saying, hey, it's now going to cost you this much. If you want to keep having those experiences on board and have everything that we do that you're so used to and that you love, then okay. It's going to go up another $20 for your cruise. Paid. Done. No problem. It's when they just take away little bits at a time until you turn around and it's nowhere near the experience it used to be. It's not as fun. There's not as much to do. and you're paying more. Don't take away experiences. Don't take away the fun. Don't take away the little things. It may seem trivial. It may seem like the little... I just did a video recently when I went to Nova Scotia and I had 2 people went out of their way to help us. They weren't getting paid for it. It wasn't a company we were working with or anything like that. Like we weren't making any extra money, and they went above and beyond to help. And that's kind of what cruise lines used to be, where they would go above and beyond to help you out, right? They wanted you to have the best experience ever. So when you're on the ship, you're going to want to come back. And you're going to want to come back to that cruise line. And you want to go and you're going to want to do it over and over again. Well, if I go on a cruise line now and I say, well, didn't I used to get this in my room? And oh, look, there's some cookies. What? You want me to pay $7.10 for 3 cookies? What? You know what I mean? Oh, hey, that was a great Broadway show last night. I can't wait to see the next one. Oh, there is no next one on this cruise. They only have one? Oh, well, didn't they used to have more? Oh, they did. They did. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Okay. Well, do other cruise lines have 2? Oh, they do. Oh. Do other cruise lines not charge for cookies? Oh, they do. Okay. Oh. Oh, do other cruise lines deliver those things to the room? Oh, they do. Oh. Maybe, just maybe, you're biting the hand that feeds you. And by taking away stuff, you're lessening the experience of cruising. You're lessening the reason people cruise. You're lessening the fun of cruising. And eventually people are going to go, well, if it's not as fun anymore to cruise, maybe I'll look for an alternative vacation. And cruise lines, you definitely don't want that. You already have cities in the world limiting your visits and limiting your cruising. You don't want passengers now thinking, you know what? Maybe we don't need to take a cruise this year. Maybe we'll just go on land instead, because maybe the experience is just as good now, and they're not going to nickel and dime me when I get there. That's something you don't want. And I don't think the cruise lines are thinking forward on this. I think they're thinking, how can we make money right now? And what you might do is make money right now, but lose your business in the long run, or at least a good chunk of your passengers.